Hello, in this video we will cover the quick start guide and will walk through the general steps for setting up a basic site. Before we start, let's check a few common mistakes that users often make when setting up their first storefront. The first four items are found in the Preferences tab, the first being the primary location. The primary location is the default ship from location for all of your sites. If you do not set a primary location with a valid address, then your integrated shipping methods such as FedEx or UPS will not be able to calculate a price for shipping. The next is the pricing engine. Some users will forget to set up a pricing engine. You will need to have created at least one pricing engine, or else new users will not be able to order a product unless a pricing engine has been assigned to the product. The next common mistake is the shipping method. You need to have at least one shipping method created in your account, or else your users would not be able to check out without a shipping method assigned to their orders. And also, you will need to create at least one payment method in your account, or else your users will not be able to check out without an available payment method. The next five items are found on the site's menu. The first is the domain. As you are setting up your site, you are going to want to create a URL using the temporary base domain that was provided to you in your welcome email. It will end with v6.presero.com. Some users will try to set up their storefront with their permanent domain before they are ready to go live, and this can cause the store not to be available at the correct domain. So as you are setting up your site, please use that temporary base domain. Also, you set up your shipping method in the preferences area, and now you need to turn on at least one shipping method for the site. Similarly, you will also need to turn on at least one payment method for your site. Next is the store product. Be sure that you make the product available to a site group and that you assign a pricing engine site group pair for that product. And last, for each site user, make sure that the site user has the product available to order. If no products are available to the user, then they would not be able to order any product on the site, as they will not see any of them. Now let's begin to the Presero admin area. This is located at admin.sg.v6.presero.com. Based on the data center your account is set upon, whether Chicago, Singapore, or Amsterdam, this URL would be used. Mine is set up on Singapore, hence I am using SG in the URL. You can use the email and password that were provided to you in the welcome email. You can change the password after you log in. Now that you have logged in, you will notice that the drop-down menu over here to the left. If you click over an icon, that menu will show the options in the drop-down. We only need two areas in order to create a site, that is the preferences area here that looks like a set of gears, and also the sites menu here that looks like a sitemap. Let's start with the preferences and go to the locations tab. These are the locations for your print facilities. You are going to want to select a primary location for your printing for your account. Remember that if you do not set this primary location, then your integrated shipping method will not work. This primary location is the ship from location for your account. If you have more than one facility, you can enter them here. To add a new location, you would click Add New button here. Fill out the required details that are marked with asterisks. You need to have a complete address, including a valid postal code. If your address is not complete and does not contain the valid postal code, again, your integrated shipping methods such as UPS or FedEx will not be able to calculate the shipping prices on your site. Once you have created the location, then to make it a primary location, you will just click on this box. If only one is added, then that would be the primary location by default. Next, let's move on creating a pricing engine. Click on the gear icon for Preferences menu and then click on Pricing Engines tab. Remember that you need to have at least one pricing engine created in your account in order for your site to function. To create a pricing engine, click the Add New button. We are going to create a basic pricing engine that would be a UOM or Unit of Measure pricing engine. So we have selected our type of pricing engine now. Now we need to give engine a name, and we are going to name it Quick Start UOM. Now that we have given a name to it, we are going to add the unit of measure line. We will call this boxes and put the quantity in 500 and weight and the price for it. Now please make a note that the currency symbol and the weight unit will be determined by the culture of your site. You can put the ink and a stock as well if you would like to. And then we are going to click this check mark to add this unit of measure. We are going to add another line and we'll call this a carton. We'll enter the quantity, weight, and price again. And similarly, if you would like to put the ink type and stock, you can enter here. And again, we are going to click on this check mark to save this UM line. And then we will save it. We can now assign this pricing engine to one of our products when we will create our site. Let's now move on to create a shipping method. Let's go again to our preferences menu by clicking on the gears icon and then select shipping window. Here you will see the shipping methods and carrier accounts tab. With carrier accounts tab, we can enter our account information and you can use this to set up your integrated shipping methods. This means that a shipping method uses a carrier. The Presero system will return shipping rates from the carrier based on the account information that you supply here. Let's go over to the shipping methods now. We need to create a simple shipping method and we are going to call this method delivery. We are going to select the carrier as a non-integrated carrier. This means that it is not going to use one of our integrated shipping carriers such as FedEx or UPS. We are not going to charge for delivery, so we are going to leave our handling charge, minimum charge, cost per unit in markup set to 0. You can restrict the weights that are allowed for this particular shipping method by entering a minimum and maximum weight. For example, if you only wanted to do a delivery for a minimum weight of 10 pounds, you can set this minimum weight to be 10 pounds. We will set it to 1 for now. You can also offer free shipping if the order is over a certain amount. You would enter that amount here, then we will save our shipping method. Let's now go on and create a payment method. We would go to our preferences menu again and then click on Payment Methods tab. Now we will click the Add New button to create a new payment method. You will see that you have various types of payment methods. You can find more information about each of these payment gateways on our support portal in the knowledge base articles. We would create a miscellaneous payment method. This is a simple payment method that is an open terms payment method, meaning the user does not need to pay in order to check out. We will give this method a name and we'll just call it Checkout Quick Start. And then save it. Once we have created a valid payment method, we have now created the 4 required areas in the Preferences menu. We created a primary location as our ship from location. We created a pricing engine. We created a shipping method, and we have also created a payment method. We are now ready to move on to the sites area. To go to the sites, you need to click over the sitemap icon to open the sites menu. To create a new site, click Create Site button. We need to give our site a name and we'll call this Quick Start Printing. Now we need to give our site a URL. Every site needs a unique URL. Remember, we are going to use our temporary base domain while we are setting up our site before we are ready to go live. Everyone's temporary base domain will end in company or subscriber name v6.presero.com. Just in the start, we need to put something unique. We are going to call this quick start video dot the temporary base domain. Next, we need to choose our site type. You have three options: a retail store, that is business to consumer, where the general public will come to order from; a customer specific store that's dedicated to one specific customer of yours and requires a login before accessing the site; or an informational site. The informational site does not contain any e-commerce ordering. Please note, the number of sites you can create in your account depends on the Presero subscription plan you have. We will choose the retail site, that is business to consumer, and then click on Create Site. Once we have created our site, we are taken to the settings menu of our site. You will see, if we go to our sitemap, where our sites menu are, our quick start printing site now exists. If I click this arrow, you will see the menu for our site. And we are here in the settings menu. Here on the general info tab, there's a lot of information that you can fill in. Much of it is optional. A couple of things that I would like to draw your attention to first is that you can upload a logo for your site. You will see the supported logo types. Here in addition, you can set a culture for your site. Remember that the culture is used to determine the currency and weight units on the site. It also determines the language of the email notifications are generated for this site. Now, let's move on to the Domains tab. You will come here later when you are ready to go live with your site. Add your permanent domain when you are ready to go live. Please visit our support portal for options and specifics for going live. You can also set text for your site. Although it's not required you do, however, need to turn on at least one shipping method for your site. You will notice here that you have another area where you can enter your carrier account information. It looks very similar to what we saw in the preferences area. You do not need to fill this in again unless you want to override the default information that was filled in the preferences area. For example, if your customer has provided you with their account information and you will be shipping using their account rather than your own, you could enter their account information here to pull rates based on their account rather than yours. Now, we do need to turn on at least one shipping method for our site to be functional. To do this, scroll down below the carrier account information and you will see your shipping methods. Let's turn on the delivery method that we created earlier. To do this, check the Enable box in the shipping method. You can also test your shipping options in this area by entering a weight and a postal code and clicking Test Now. This is recommended if you are using integrated shipping methods. Remember, just like shipping methods, we need to have at least one payment method available for your storefront to function. We are going to enable the checkout quick start method that we created earlier. You will see that we can rename this method here. To enable it, click this enable option and we can rename it here in the option. Whatever is in this field right now will be appearing on the checkout button on the checkout page of your site. So I'm going to rename this to checkout. You can also enter a custom message that will be displayed to the users once they choose to check out. In addition, you can make this payment method available only for a certain dollar range by clicking this Enable Range button and setting a minimum and maximum dollar range. However, we do not need that for our site right now. If you have more than one payment method turned on, you can set the order by entering a number here. We can now save. We have finished in our settings area. Let's go ahead now and create a product for our site. I'm going to come over here on the left hand side under our site's menu options, and then I'm going to go to the catalog window to create a product. By default, the root category exists in the sites, and any categories and products assigned to this root category will appear on the default home page of our site. Now please make a note that if categories doesn't contain any products, then it will not appear on the site. Let's click now this Add New button to add a new product, and we will give our product a name and we will call it a business card. You would need to enter a URL for this product and we'll call it business cards full color. As you see, you have many options here, and I'm only going to leave the settings as is and only enter what is needed for a functioning storefront. The required fields will have asterisks next to them. Let's go to our description tab now. You have the option to enter a long and a short description for the product. The long description can be stylized, and if we scroll down, we'll see that the short description cannot be stylized. Our next tab is the pricing tab. Remember that we need to have a pricing engine assigned to our product in order for our users to be able to order that product. We are going to set up a pricing engine site group pair. When visitors first visit a retail site, they are considered members of Everyone group before they log in. So we are going to stick with our Everyone site group, and then we are going to choose the pricing engine that we created, the quick start unit of measure. Once we create the pricing engine site group pair, it will appear over here on the right hand side. If this were a customer portal, we might want to differentiate pricing based on the site group. For example, we could have a site group for managers that would see one set of pricing, and a site group for employees that would see another set of pricing. We would differentiate that pricing simply by saving more than one site group pricing engine pair for the product. Let's go to our next tab, that is the artwork tab. You can upload an image for your product. If you do not upload an image here, the default image will be used for the product. Forms are not required to get this product up on our site. Next is the site groups tab. This is how we control access to who can see this particular product by selecting the box for that particular site group or unselecting it. This will make the product available or unavailable to that group of users. Since this is a retail site, I'm going to leave it available for everyone group so that everyone can see this product. Product attributes allows you to tag a product in a store so that additional information about the product can be known and included on reports. If you are concerned with search engine rankings, you can enter SEO information in this SEO tab. We have resources available on our support portal if you want more information about setting up successful SEO information. Let's save it, and you will see that our business card full color product is now created and it's using the default image. Now we would need to assign our product to a category, and that can be done through catalog organization. I am assigning the product to the root category so that it will appear directly on the home page. Our site is ready now for us to visit and review. Now let's check out our storefront. We can visit our storefront by clicking this Visit Site menu. Once we visit our site, we can see our business card product right here. If we click on it, it will be taken to the product detail page. You can see the long and short description. If you click on the image on the product, you will be shown a larger view of the product image. You will also notice our unit of measure pricing engine appears here as well. Now we can add the product to our cart. We are taken to the shopping cart page. We have the option to either continue shopping or check out as guest, as we have not created any account yet on the site and visiting it for the very first time. Also, we have options to log in or create an account. Let's now go to the checkout area by clicking on this checkout as guest button. Once we go to the checkout area, we are prompted to create an account. So let's create an account. Again, the required information is marked with asterisks. After filling out the details, we will enter onto the checkout page. You will see here our checkout payment method, and remember, we renamed our payment method with checkout, so that's what is appearing here right now on the checkout button. Once we choose to check out, the order will be placed and an email will be generated letting you know your order was received and that an account was created for you. Something like this. It will give you the username and password to use. If we go back to our admin area, you will see that the order appears here in the sites area under the orders menu of our site. We have now successfully created our site. Thank you.